This is Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol, two classic games brought back and featuring a number of new options, including a museum for both of them where you can see cool animations, get an interview, see a gallery, stuff like that. Full screen, kind of interesting, a neat little touch, and then you can jump in and play. They have support easily for doing a password in order to unlock, levels and stuff really fast. You can save on the go. And yeah, it's sort of just the classic experiences. We'll be showing off both of them. I think Zombies Ate My Neighbors is significantly more well-known in comparison to, say, Ghoul Patrol, but, it's great that these options are back. So the goal here is basically to kind of go around, save your neighbors from the zombies, and blast the zombies along the way too, in order to survive. And yeah, it is a classic sort of experience. I do have, experience with it in the past, so it's kind of cool to see it available on the console platform. And it does actually look really sharp. It plays well. It now has two-player local co-op as an option in order to experience what the game has to offer, which is nice. Now with that, I would have liked maybe some more advanced options when it comes to adjusting, the visuals or having like special borders. There's not really anything like that. You can save at any point, which is kind of nice to have. But I just would have liked, something else to expand the scope of the original experience, because you see so many collections nowadays. And it's great that this is available. Seriously, it's just fantastic. We can actually, still experience this today, and new players can be like, hey, find this to be something cool. It's just, yeah, it would have been nice to have some more additional fine-tuning touch-ups with this one. But, I'm quite happy to have the option here, and mostly we're just going to be showing off gameplay, and then also talking about Ghoul Patrol as well, since that's another option. So you get a range of different weapons and tools, and then there's different levels, and there are, kind of, I guess you could say, secret levels as well, if you've got, like, the passcodes and that, if you can find them. And I think you can just search online for most of the stuff. But it really is that simple. You're just going to go around collecting neighbors and trying to deal with the zombies. But yeah, it's got this really lovely sort of art style. It's sort of decently detailed, cool, high jumping little areas, and then lots of like keys you gotta find, hidden doors, and well, not hidden doors, but kind of doors to open, places to go to. It does offer some dynamic environments for you to explore. Oh, I wouldn't say dynamic. They're quite static, but they feel dynamic in the sense that, hey, you can kind of jump to new areas, or you might kind of go off the beaten path and find somebody, or hey, you got to deal with zombies, and all that kind of fun stuff. It really does have quite a lot going on in it, and like I said, this is such a classic experience. It really is a good game, this one particularly. I don't have as much experience with Ghoul Patrol long term, but I still think, this is a really cool package, especially if you are maybe, discovering this for the first time. You might find it to be quite enticing and just to be a little bit weird, because this is like a crazy game where like you're literally some cool combo of kids going around just blasting zombies as you try to save the neighborhood so it doesn't go all down. Yeah, finding weird, funny, and funky funky tools, weapons, and people just not even acting as if there are zombies nearby. It's like it's no big deal or something. So this is one of the abilities. I mean, it looks really sharp and clean, which is nice. Just would have been neat to have maybe like an overscan or something too. Just like some options to tweak how it looks in that, because you see that with so many collections nowadays. They just kind of go beyond, and this one, it just seems like they're like, okay, here's the game, have fun, and just go at it and enjoy these, updated iterations. It's, not necessarily too challenging, but it gets a little bit more hardcore as you go along and battle within this one. I do hope that this is kind of also just the start of, Disney and Lucasfilm games, kind of bring back classics, because there's quite a few older titles that are gems that I'd really like to see them kind of bring back here. I feel like I need to use like the holy power So yeah, hopefully this is really just the start of their adventures, because it would be really cool to have more games upgraded like this. You know, I'm happy with it. I do have legitimate things where I'm like, oh, it would have been nice to see this and this and this, but, you know, it's the game, it's the experience, how you remember it, looking a little bit sharper, playing a little bit better, which is nice, and then having that quirky style to it. But let's switch over to Ghoul Patrol. So this is Ghoul Patrol. Obviously, they went a little bit more dynamic and having some like story type stuff to it. You know, kind of building upon the concepts and being similar, but I really, you know, from back in the day over the years, I don't recall ever playing this one or really even hearing about it prior. It was always just Zombies Ate My Neighbors, so it makes sense to kind of throw this in here so that people, you know, if you were a fan, you could be like, oh, I get to revisit it, but you can also be like, oh, this is an extension to Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Just kind of funny. Funny feeling about this. Oh, we all do. Ghosts and demons. Yeah, open the dangerous old book. Oh, they shouldn't have opened this book. That's funny. It is Ghosts and Demons time. Bring them out. This is Freshman? What year did this come out? Uh-oh. What do you mean, what's happening? You literally read the inscription and then he did this? So they just got a gun and a crossbow and they're just going at it? Okay. This is the story I'm behind. So this is a little bit more animated, a little bit more intensive, but very much along the same vein as Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which is kind of funny. But now we've got demons. Now... yeah, this is definitely a lot more whimsical and intense. And you can see the settings. So you can quit and save, quit no save. Settings doesn't really allow you to do anything, just English option, language options, you know, the music and everything like that. Creepy eyeballs. And a little bit more of an expansive world, too, that you can kind of explore. Just so you can see the detail improvements and the extra upgrades to it. A big sack of money, too. Gotta grab that, right? Gotta build up the score. Anyways, it's kind of a nice collection to have if you want to experience what these games have to offer. I mean, I think they're kind of cool, especially if it's your first time trying them out. You might find them to be interesting. If you're returning, you know, this is kind of a good modern way to experience what both of these have to offer, gameplay-wise. Look at that wild jump. She's moving. Whether you're battling ghouls or going out and taking on the zombies, yeah, there's something a little bit for everyone, I think, and they're both made with love, and it's nice to see like a proper, I guess you could say, upgrade to keep that original experience alive here, while also doing some new things with it. Yeah, he's still kind of saving people, but now it's demons that are in the way. It's really a neat change up for that concept. That's the biggest thing. Is it's like it's very much the concept you know, but they've just slightly adjusted it and thrown in some demons instead of you know, kind of you saving people from zombies, which makes sense because you've probably watched the first part of this video and they're like, oh yeah, I'm out of keys, really? Can't believe I ran out of keys. Hey, old man. Saving everybody we can. That's a creepy guy. And that is where we spawned. Trying to kill the creepy books flying around. But I love how animated everything is, because it really does feel, you know, like the scope of this is much bigger. I thought I had opened one of these doors. That's crazy. Everybody's going to die. Okay, the slide tackling is quite cool. But alas, I don't really have many more details than that. It's very straightforward. It seems to run fine either way, and it, you know, brings back the games so you can experience them again, or for the first time. And I think that is good to see, and hopefully not the end of their experiences with, you know, bringing back older games, because I think there's a lot that the companies could do.